They didn't spill the wine by accident. They poured it on him deliberately, laughing as it dripped down his suit in front of 200 guests. Cameras came out. Whispered insults spread across the gala like wildfire. To them, he was a nobody, an uninvited outsider, a man who didn't belong in a room filled with wealth. But the target of their humiliation didn't fight back. He simply stood there, silent, controlled, letting every drop fall, because the people mocking him had no idea who they had just insulted. And in less than an hour, the entire $800 million empire they worshipped would collapse at the sound of his voice. Elias Ward entered the Meridian Tower ballroom without an entourage, without a spotlight, and without the slightest interest in being noticed. He walked quietly, hands clasped behind his back, taking in the swirl of executives celebrating the final signing of a historic $820 million partnership. It was a room full of pride, ego, and polished arrogance, perfectly unaware of the quiet man moving through it. He had no intention of standing out. He wanted to observe how the company behaved when they didn't know the man behind the deal was standing among them. He didn't need to wait long. A sharp voice cut through the chatter. "Hey, catering doesn't pass through here." Elias turned. Colton Vance, the company's chief operating officer, approached him with a smirk twisted across his face. "You're dripping water on the marble. Go the long way like the staff." Elias glanced down. Nothing was dripping. Colton hadn't even looked. The insult was automatic, casual, practiced. Before Elias could respond, Mira Vance, Colton's wife, stepped forward, her eyes scanning him from head to toe. "These events are for invited guests. If you're lost, ask someone who actually belongs here." Several nearby guests chuckled. Phones lifted, ready to record another moment of humiliation disguised as entertainment. Elias stayed silent. He had seen this type of room his entire life, one that worshipped money while having no idea who actually controlled it. A server approached with a tray of wine glasses. Mira grabbed one, pretending to toast, then turned and splashed it across Elias's chest with dramatic flair. A deliberate, slow pour. The tray fell silent. Gasps echoed. Someone whispered, "Record this." Colton joined in. "There. Now, you fit the part. Clean yourself up in the back." The laughter that followed was sharp enough to cut glass. Elias simply wiped his hands and stepped aside. No anger, no reaction, just a stillness that unsettled a few onlookers who didn't quite understand why he wasn't breaking. Across the room, Soren Hale, chairman of the partner company, froze when he saw the scene. His eyes widened. He recognized Elias immediately. He pushed through the crowd, but Elias raised one hand lightly, dismissing him without breaking the illusion. Soren stopped. The message was clear. Let them finish. They need this moment. Meanwhile, Colton grabbed a microphone from the stage. "Ladies and gentlemen, before we finalize tonight's deal, let's make sure everyone here understands etiquette. If you don't belong in rooms like this," Soren snapped. "Enough." The microphone squealed with feedback as the crowd turned. Colton frowned. "Relax. You're humiliating the man who controls this entire partnership," Soren said coldly. Confusion spread. Mira scoffed. "He's a staff member. Look at him." "No," Soren replied, voice hardening. "You look at him." Elias stepped into the center of the room, not with anger, but with the quiet confidence of someone who had spent decades watching people underestimate him. Soren continued. "Allow me to introduce you properly. This is Elias Ward, founder of Ward Dominion Capital, the sole owner of the partner corporation acquiring your company tonight." The ballroom cracked with stunned silence. Colton's face drained of color. That's impossible." "It's documented," Soren snapped. "Every account, every share, every legal document is under his authority." Mira staggered. No. "We didn't know." You didn't care, Soren replied, and tonight your ignorance is historic. A murmur spread through the crowd as executives began refreshing their tablets. Numbers shifted, accounts froze, notifications exploded. The acquisition had been halted, the entire $820 million deal, frozen mid-signing. Panic ignited instantly. What's happening? Why are the screens red? Is the funding suspended? Where did the investor signatures go? Colton lunged toward Elias. You can't just pull out. We've been negotiating for months. Elias met his panic with calm steel. I watched how you treated someone you misjudged. I don't sign deals with people who lead through humiliation. You don't understand, Colton pleaded. This will destroy us. That decision began the moment you decided I was beneath you. Phones started buzzing across the ballroom, messages from board members, headlines from financial outlets, investors pulling out, market reactions collapsing. Mira's voice shook. Please, we were joking. We didn't know you were... Elias cut her off with a raised hand. The problem is that you needed to know who I was in order to behave like a human being. The room went dead silent. Colton's desperation turned feral. Fix this. Sign the deal. We'll apologize. We'll do whatever you want. Elias stepped closer, his voice dropping to a calm that carried more weight than any shout. This wasn't about the wine. It wasn't about your disrespect. It was about the culture you built, a culture that thrives on belittling anyone you think holds less power. He turned to Soren. Terminate negotiations. Redirect capital to the alternative partner. Soren nodded instantly. Done! Colton collapsed to his knees. Mira grabbed his arm, eyes wet, begging Elias to reconsider. Elias looked at them one last time. The empire you worshipped didn't collapse tonight. It collapsed the moment you believed people only matter when they benefit you. Security escorted the Vances from the ballroom as their titles, careers, and relevance evaporated behind them. Elias took a quiet breath, adjusted his sleeves, and walked out, unchanged, dignified, and more powerful in silence than the entire room had ever been in arrogance.